My name is Rick Mutzel, and I am the Data Center and Security Operations Manager for Omega Systems. I'm in charge of the managed service offering, so obviously Enable and Central. We also address the managed backups, and then I also run our Security Operations Center, so we fully use Sentinel-1 for our EDR with deep visibility, and then all of our incident response and other hosting services out of our privately owned data center. We use N-Central to almost 100% of its capabilities. We are very heavily, our use cases are very heavily dependent on the platform, from our NOC and service desk for just normal remote access capabilities, patching, third-party patching, auditing, inventory, and we also heavily rely on scripting and automation to deliver our services to the customer environments. This year, from January to this month, we're averaging between 10 and 11,000 tickets open per month. Using N-Central and the automation features for self-healing remediation, we average about between 27 and 30% automation closing of those tickets. So I didn't know that number until I actually looked it up this morning. It's much higher than I realized. So that again goes back to creating the scripts, the automation tools, the self-remediation. Simple things, hard drive space low. The simple things where I don't have to have a technician do that. I have a script that clears, does a lot of the stuff, so that if the ticket is still open, somebody actually has to log in and do it. The low-hanging fruit is already taken care of. Between myself and my other employees that manage the system, we heavily use scripting and automation, like a lot. So when I tell my service desk staff or my technicians, if you have to do something more than 5 times, I'm going to write a script to do that. And we leverage PowerShell and automation policies to custom monitors, the whole shooting match, gather custom information, creating the reports and the dashboards. Like, we use the system pretty heavily. And again, it surprised me to actually pull the numbers a quarter of all of our tickets for service are closed automatically by the system. So from a time perspective, let's say, I have 100 servers that I would have to have somebody log in, perform the task, validate the task, and let's say that's 30 minutes across 100 servers. You can extrapolate that amount of time versus I spend 30 minutes writing a script and then I execute it across the board. I've got 35 minutes involved in the whole process versus 30 minutes times however many machines that I have to physically touch to perform that operation. Scripting and automation, 100%. We've got currently, like, in production, I've got just under 12,000 agents, and I have 2 full-time employees that manage. That's pretty good. As far as being able to put somebody behind the system to manage that many endpoints, it works well for us, and we heavily rely on the automation to be able to accomplish that. Patching has been better in N-Central. Nothing's going to be 100%, but we've had pretty good results with N-Central for patching and patch management. One of the great things about N-Central is it includes the third-party patch management, and it's actively being developed in a rather rapid fashion. So every month I see another list of 3, 4, 7 additional applications. And from a security perspective, that's huge because everybody can do Windows patching. That's kind of like a check the box, that's a requirement. But third-party patching, the other vendors are either charging an additional amount per agent, or it's a very limited subset of applications that they're supporting. We moved from a competitor, and their RMM tool gave us the green check light on all of our agents for patching. Everything looks good, all the reports. You're at a 98% patch status. Everything's fantastic. For various reasons, we transitioned over to the N-Central platform. And we quickly realized after we onboarded the agents that hundreds of machines haven't patched for over a year. And did not know this because everything was green check boxes and everything was in compliance according to the old system, wherein Central gave us a more detailed accounting of the patching, and we quickly were able to remediate that. We have a team behind us, right? So we have Catherine and Nicole, right, from even just the business standpoint. So service, you have your traditional, service related questions, things that go into the service desk. If we need extra attention for something or, something needs to get looked at right away, we have a partner, with Catherine and Nicole where they can get it to the right people or escalate and get the proper eyes on something to help us get something taken care of. Outside of just the normal support channels for the Enable product, and all the products actually in general, there is a huge community following of other MSPs, which we have not seen with other anything really. Whether it's events like this where we can network and talk business, or on Slack, right? So Enable has a corporately sponsored Slack channel, and everybody's open. We all experience the same issues, the same problems, the same struggles, and there's a great community base behind it where we can share ideas, thoughts, and solve problems together, which is fantastic and hard to find. Most MSPs want to internalize and it's our special sauce, and we can't share this information, but we all struggle with the same thing, and it's great to have a whole community to rely on, and pass information and share things, and help solve the greater problem with the whole community.